Niggas say they wrote the same thing.
Everybody, you guys tapped into the Versatile Way podcast with your humble host, Mo, aka Miss Versatility. Today we have two special guests on the platform. Our two brand ambassadors, Kae'C and Danny Cruz, straight from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? You already know it's your boy Kae'C, the capo, repping New Regime Records. You know, I'm the CEO. Got my boys with me, and you know that's how we doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Yo, it's Danny Cruz, man. You already know how I'm coming. From nothing to something entertainment, you know what I'm saying? All my people's always with me. Shout out to Versatility Clothing. And if you guys are into battle rap, look me up on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So first things first, I appreciate you guys both coming on the platform. And why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves aside from the music?
Well, let's see. You know me, I was born in D.C., so I'm from the DMV, but I moved up here when I was like, I don't even know, 11, 12, I don't even know. But I lived in Manchester for like 10 plus years now, so you already know I rock with Manch. My parents are from Liberia, so I'm a Liberian. Pretty much, you know me, I love music, man. We got this record label going. We just trying to turn up. If you want, you already know, you want to see us next weekend, man, tap in. We got the Hollow Wedding coming through. Shout out to Mo.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Mr. Versatility 31st. For the vibe, setting it up. You know what I mean? He's always looking out with the gear, with the shows. It's all, you already know, man. I got my boy Danny Cruz with me. So we gonna have fun next weekend. You know what I mean? Pretty much tap in. We lit.
And not to cut you off, Danny, but yeah, so next week, October 31st on Halloween, we do have the Hollow Wedding. Pull up. We're going from 8 till 5 in the morning. We have performances from New Regime, from Danny as well. You know what I mean? We have people coming down from Mass as well to perform. Like, we're lit. Tap in. $10 tickets in advance. $15 at the door. Tap in with us. Go ahead, Danny. My fault.
Yeah, so just a little bit about me, you know. I'm Danny Cruz. You know what I'm saying? I was born and raised in Manchester, New Hampshire. You know, I'm half Egyptian, half Puerto Rican. I've been out here my whole life, and honestly, you know, I'm just trying to make it out for the city. That's really all it is, you know, and put on for the same people in the same city, just trying to make out the same spot, you know.
Heard you. So to go off that, so when did you actually start making music?
So I've been on YouTube making music since I was like 11, to be honest, and I'm 24 right now. I'm not proud of the videos of the come up, you know what I mean, but obviously,
part of the process.
Like, it's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? So like those will all be re-released and stuff once I'm further along in my career for people to be able to watch where I really started at. You know what I'm saying? For me rapping in my grandparents' house. You know what I'm saying? With the camera right posted up against the wall and recording it myself, editing it myself, and you know, I used to rap to an iPhone on top of an iPod, like the iHome or whatever, and have my other phone on voice memos recording it, and that's how I actually dropped my first mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out how to do it myself because I was so inspired with music. There was no not doing it. I was downloading pic collage as editors and stuff off of the phone and making my own album covers and literally just pushing myself, you know what I mean, until it ended up stumbling me upon other musicians who were way more certified in doing everything the right way. You know what I'm saying?
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Exactly. And I ended up meeting the right people and getting to where I needed to be able to not have to, you know, record off my phone and actually officially record in a studio and be able to put, you know, my image out for the world to see the way I wanted them to see it, you know.
Yeah, the progression is definitely crazy. I know you and I have only met for what, maybe 2 months now, 3 months. Right?
But I'd say like 3. Yeah.
3 months. Instantly, as soon as we met, you know, the frequency and the energy was like, you know, like-minded individuals, right? And like for me to see, I can kind of already see your growth based on just the image of you, right? I've seen you rap. I've seen your videos. Like I've seen you work. Feel me? Like, yes, I haven't seen you when you were 11 on YouTube going crazy, thankfully, right? But
I was snapping, though. I was snapping.
You might have been snapping, but, you know, so I could definitely see the growth and the progression already. So I'm excited for the future and kind of where we could take all of this as well because, like, you got it, bro. You definitely dope.
I appreciate it. And shout out to y'all, too, for sure, for believing in the vision. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go get your Versatility clothing online.
You know that. Oh, yeah, by the way, so I actually forgot in the first part of the segment, but we do have limited edition merch coming out that we're all actually rocking on the podcast right now. We're going to have the Versatility on the front with the Versatility and the Temptress on the back. Shout out to Temptress. Shout out to Anthony. Anthony's actually getting married, which is where the Hollow Wedding concept comes in, where they're getting married.
Spooky night.
They're getting married during the day, right? And then at the nighttime, we're going crazy. Like, he's trying to do like a mini bachelor party at the same time in the back room. So if you guys didn't get your ticket, listen, all I'm going to say is that the doors are closing at 11:30.
Listen, all I'm saying
and they're not
is
opening up.
we going to be in there.
Yes, sir.
5
So
a.m.
make sure you don't miss out for sure.
It's gonna
yes,
be a
sir.
vibe.
Yes, sir. And
It's
Cam,
gonna be
so
a movie.
yes,
Big
so
vibe, big vibes.
so Cam, so what about you? So when would you consider yourself actually start to take music seriously?
Honestly, I've been doing music my whole life. My parents love music, so they got me into like a lot of different things. My dad loves jazz, reggae, classic, like mad random stuff that you wouldn't hear like regular people listening to or like people my age listen to. Same thing with my mom, you know, R&B, jazz, pop, you know what I mean? All that different stuff. So when I was raised, I just listened to a lot of music. My mom is musically inclined, so I feel like I got some of it from her. She like used to sing.
Shout out Mama Dukes.
So when I was a kid, I pretty much, obviously I listened to a lot of different music. I gravitated more towards the rap and the R&B genre because that's just, you know, that's just what I'm into. Everybody's different. Everybody likes different things. But I did that. I don't even know. I would start to say I started like trying to rap when I was maybe like probably around same age, like 10, 11. I started like trying to write my own rhymes. It started off with me like I wanted to learn different people's verses, so I used to write their verses. I would like listen to their music and like write their verses in a notepad for me, and then from there it started. I started writing my own stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad, just playing around. And then when I was, my mom always used to get me into. She wanted to get into instruments, you know what I mean? So like she used to make me play like guitar, all these random things, because
So
she
you
just
did
wanted me
play.
to
Did
find.
you play in the band at all? Or
Yeah, I play. So I joined
Cool
band.
band.
She made me join
I
band
did too.
when I was in
did
middle
too.
school.
No, I did too. I played the
Yeah, you know what I
viola. I'm
mean?
not gonna lie. I played the viola. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
forget.
I was all on them string
I played the
instruments. you know?
drums.
Yeah, same thing, percussion for me. So that's
I'm a
really where I get
viola.
it from. Like, she forced me into band. I didn't really want to do it. I love music, but I was like, I ain't trying to do no band. You know what I mean? I play sports, but I actually loved it, to be honest. I figured out what instrument I like, and obviously it was drums, percussion. So like, I play the drums, I do all that stuff, and for me, percussion was dope because I feel like as an MC, your vocals can still be used as a drum if you want to. Like as far as flow wise and pace and all that stuff, so that's like I feel
One
like
of the key instruments
yeah,
that
you know
you
what
can
I
ride
mean.
on the
Not
beat
only
when
for
you're doing
beats,
it
yeah,
as well.
you know what I mean. For
Okay.
for producers and engineers too, for making beats, but like even as an artist, you know what I mean. If you have some sort of musical background or instrument, you know how to play instruments. You can always source that when you're
listening
trying
to
to
beats.
do your craft
Yeah.
or make whatever you want to do when it comes to music.
I know. To chime in on that, like for me, like I feel what you're saying with the same thing, because like with the whole music thing, it's like you, like you said, you playing the percussion. You might catch a percussion on a beat before anything, and that might be the part of the beat that you end up writing out for your flow.
Yeah.
Because it's something you're so familiar with playing. Like
Yep.
with me, I never understood music. I couldn't read music, nothing. And still to this day, honestly, I couldn't tell you what a rhyme pattern is or none of
Gotta
that.
learn.
For
Yeah,
me,
so
Gotta
see, I
learn.
can read, I
Gotta
can read
learn it.
music.
See, for
so
me, I
it's a little bit
can't.
different
For me, it's everything is literally off of the strength of I really just feel it. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
so when the beat comes on, I let it rock for a little bit and I feel it, and I go off of what I feel like is the best for me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
everybody's
I
different.
feel comfortable in it. Honestly, everything from music with me has literally basically just been winging it with more structure as I go. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
saying?
that.
Because I couldn't tell you anything about reading music or, none of
Yeah,
that, or
you
how I
don't-
write it or anything. For me, it's literally, it just kind of just comes to me. Sometimes it's like a projector.
Yeah, you don't
It's just
necessarily
spinning
need to
words
know
across
how
my
to
head,
how to
like-
read music or none of that stuff. I think it is beneficial. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It helps, but
To know
it's not
more,
like
you know?
it's not
It's
a
not
necessity.
yeah.
You know, but pretty much yeah. So boom, band. I started percussion. That's like what really made me get into wanting to writing even more, because now I'm like learning, like you said, musical notes, beats, all kinds of stuff. And when you're in percussion, you already know. If you play drums, I don't know how it was at your school, but when I play band, you may be playing the drums, but like if you're percussion, you're playing everything all the instruments that fall under that category.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's why I thought percussion
I was
was
on the
dope,
bass
because it's
line.
like everything else. It's like if you play the trumpet, you play the trumpet. If you play the clarinet, you play the clarinet. Usually you're playing one instrument in
Percussion's
band, and that's what you are. Percussion, it's like multiple. So like I love that about it. So that was it too. So pretty much, but I really wouldn't say I started taking music seriously until like 2017. Before that, like maybe in like middle school, high school, I used to freestyle. You know what I mean? Go to parties. Even when I was in college, I used to just play around, freestyle, and people are like, "Oh, you're actually not that bad." You know what I mean? You're nice. You're getting better. You're
Take
getting
it
better. And
seriously.
that's what people started telling me. So basically, people started telling me I should take it more seriously. So I did, and then pretty much everything was set in stone. Now we're here, man. You already know. About to go global.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Fox fam.
Yes, sir.
It's a Fox fam.
So yeah.
And it's funny. I definitely resonated with what you said about playing percussion. I played the drums for 5 to 6 years.
Yep.
I was in the marching band, so I played the snare.
Yeah, marching band.
I played the bass drum. You know what I'm saying? I had to play the the tenor too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I was tight. Feel me? You had to learn everything.
Some
Xylophone.
shit.
Xylophone too.
Yeah, xylophone's lit.
They started us off with the xylophone. I was like in 2nd grade. I was like, damn, I'm tight.
Yeah, they don't
You know what
play.
I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you, percussion. You gotta play mad instruments, bro. You gotta be.
I know
ready for
You gotta
it.
be
I know
you gotta
all
be
the-
You
versatile.
really do
Hey.
have to be versatile.
You gotta be
my boy.
versatile. That's a good
way to
They
tie
be
it
having
in.
on
But
everything.
but the
Facts.
reason why I said that though is I resonated with what you said about the fact that you were in the band and you liked it, but
Yeah.
at the same time it was kind of like, oh, like the nerds was in the band, like, you know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
perception
like-
of it kept you from, you know, kind of like
Yeah,
taking
I
it
mean,
on,
yeah,
but-
taking it seriously, I guess if you could say, like,
That's also a good way though to like in the broader scale of the picture. That's a big way to be able to show that, like, so you said, for instance, that the nerd is the kind of the look for what's going on with the band, but like you still chose to do it because you loved it. And that's showing in the broader scale for the younger community. It's like, if you love to do something, you should not care what people think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because when you get older, you're not going to care and you're going to hate that you wasted
Not
all of
gonna
that
have the
time.
opportunity.
All
Like,
of those
oh,
years.
I wish
you
I
know,
did that.
Literally, all of those
Whack.
years where you're so worried about what other people think or people judging you on
Yeah.
what you actually genuinely love to do. Throw that out the window. You should literally just focus on what you love to do and not waste those years. Because I promise you, years later in the road, you're still going to want to do the same thing. And you're going to be mad at yourself for not advertising it that whole time because other people handicapped you from doing it.
yeah, and like, I don't know, for me, my friends used to make fun of me for band.
Oh, listen, I used to get made fun of for
me
everything
band.
I did,
didn't give.
bro.
I didn't care. I don't care, dude. You think I play. I may be in band, but
that's
I
being
play ball too.
strong-minded, you feel me?
I started basketball. I started like.
But the
Sorry.
fact that you had to justify it, you shouldn't have to. You feel me?
I
And
didn't-
that's just the
yeah, I know what you
subconscious.
mean.
So
know,
not to
yeah,
not to
because of
cut
the
you
fact that
not to
people
cut
are,
you guys
know?
both
Yep.
off, not to cut you guys both off, but the reason why I brought it up
Yeah.
was for the same thing that you guys both just said, where I was I stopped playing 8th grade into 9th grade. I decided that, you know, nerds are in the band, right?
Yeah,
I let people's
yeah.
perception of me take me away from playing.
Yep.
I used to want to be like Nick Cannon on drumline.
Yeah, facts.
And play
Like,
while
it's
the
just
football players was playing. Feel
Yeah,
me?
that
But I
marching
let
band shit was
people's
fire.
perception of me deter me from that, to the point where years down the line, later, like, yes, like I picked up ball and like I went to college and all that stuff for ball, and like everyone knows me for basketball.
Yep.
But the issue is that music was always like a gift for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you
And
was
then
always into
once I let people take that gift away, then I'm longing for it in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Where like now all of a sudden
I feel like something's
now-
missing.
something's missing. Now
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm in school and I'm playing beats on the table and shit.
Yeah,
And no
man.
one's picking on you
That's how
for
it
it.
be.
You feel me? So the reason why I brought it up and the reason why it resonated was because, like, now that I'm here, right, now that we have the platform and we're able to put it out there for people to see, they need to understand that you can't let people's opinions dictate you and what you do.
That's
You
a
know what I mean?
fact.
Everyone's
because-
gonna have an opinion of what you're doing. Everyone's gonna have their own goals and their own agenda. They're all gonna see a different image of what they think that you should do,
Yeah.
right? But you can't let people, how they say, play in your hair.
Exactly.
Give
It's
a lot
really
of
the
people
truth.
get at these thoughts up here. Feel me? Go ahead.
I agree. Now I'm just saying because I'm gonna agree with what you're saying. With as far as like with me, I only did band in middle school. I didn't do band in high school.
Me too.
But I kind of
Exactly.
wanted to
Cut it
do
off in
band in
middle
high
school.
school, and for me it was more so.
Who knows what could have happened?
Maybe it was a little bit of the nerd shit. I'm not gonna even say it wasn't, but it wasn't all that for me. It was because like at the time I wanted to do football. I want to be a football star. I want to be like
Nice.
everybody has
So
different
you were
phases.
putting
It's
your
like
energy-
you know what I
you
mean.
were
So I'm putting all my energy towards sports and football. I want to be an athlete. I'm playing
Exactly what I
lacrosse. I'm
did
playing
too.
football. I'm playing basketball. Like I just want to be an athlete. You feel me? I put music on the back burner because I think I want to be an athlete. And then it's like now that I look back at it, it's like what if I hadn't put that shit on the back burner? Where would I be really
You-
right now in music?
you
Because
wanna-
like and I just stuck with music. You know what I mean? Because obviously I gravitated right back to it.
Can I challenge you real quick? Can I challenge you real quick?
It's
So
like- it's like,
we
wow.
start off by asking, like, you know, your upbringing and stuff,
yeah.
right? And you didn't mention football at all.
Yeah,
you
no.
went to school for football.
Yeah, I did.
You
yeah.
were, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't want to
football
say
was my
that,
thing.
but like you
Yeah,
were very
football was
good
football
at
was my thing.
football.
I was, but
Feel
you
me?
know,
And now that,
it's in the past.
yeah, I mean, like you
You
didn't
know what's
even
crazy?
mention it. It's
What's
crazy,
crazy
to
is
think, right?
I was gonna chime in on that too. So like, I played sports my whole life too.
He
You
didn't
feel
even
me?
mention it.
But
Yeah.
it's not something that I go to because the way I look at it, it was almost in a sense it's the same thing with the music thing. It's like it was half-ass dedication to
Yeah.
it, and then because I was doing bad in school, I got drawn away from being able to play on the sports teams. So it was like a negative inspiration towards not being able to go anymore. I was like, I can't go. Well, I'm not going to play no more. And I let my talent go away.
Yep.
And then I drifted back to what I loved, which was music, which I was originally getting picked on for. So either I could have stuck through music the whole time, you feel me, in front of everybody, and possibly been farther than where I am right
Yeah,
now.
That's facts.
Or I could have stuck with the sports and it not worked out because I wasn't fully dedicated to it with the schooling part of it and all that other stuff.
But you didn't even know.
I mean,
at
I
the
would have
time.
been I wouldn't have known exactly.
You literally didn't even know at the time.
But
You
now-
at the time, you think you're dedicated. Like,
Exactly.
You knew
It's
then what you knew now.
But the way I'm
right?
reflecting on it now is
Yeah.
like,
Was I really all in?
I wasn't, and I wish I was. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was. You know what I
Like,
mean?
how committed were you?
Yeah.
And at the same time, I feel like this is going to be easier for people to reflect on at the same time too, is do not regret nothing that you do in your life.
Oh yeah,
Seriously, like,
no.
The ups and
when,
downs.
when parents
trust
tell
me.
you that, oh, I've been there, I've done that, and you choose that you don't want to listen to them because it sounds corny from hearing that from them,
Yeah.
I promise you, as corny as it sounds, when you get older, you're going to realize that they really did do that and they've been there.
They're not
and,
talking just to talk.
And they lived it, and they're literally, as ignorant as it sounds when they're saying it to
Yeah,
you,
but
they're
yo-
literally trying to help you so you can progress quicker than they did.
I will say though, I agree with that, but sometimes people have to make their own mistakes because
Absolutely.
what I learned from a mistake, you guys might learn something different.
Absolutely,
from
and
that
not
same
everybody's
mistake.
gonna
It might hit
learn
differently.
And
You know what I mean?
I might not
it's
learn
all
from it
on
unless I
that.
go through it
You know?
myself.
But I
Absolutely.
definitely agree. You know, what I mean, you should
People
listen,
try to
but
say that the
it's
wise
easier
man
said
learns
than
from
done.
everybody. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But in reality, you really don't, because you're not gonna really learn unless you really do feel the weight of losing what that person lost,
Nah, I hear you.
or the risk that they had to go through, and then it not turning out the way they wanted it to, and the mental that they go through, because you don't know how much was on the line for them.
Yeah.
You feel me, for that situation? So it's really it's always just a toss in the air, to be honest.
Definitely something, but
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, first song that you would consider to be, I don't want to say your best piece of work because obviously we're still growing and
Yeah.
evolving, but you know, your first piece of work that you were like, I'm proud of this. This is a single. Kae'C, the Capo is here.
My first song that I released or that I just made in general.
That you released and it hit all platforms and all that. You feel me?
My first song that I released, it'd have to be between Hop on the Wave and Texas Mud. I think those are the two songs for me that I felt like I was really growing, you know what I mean? And people could hear my growth. And like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty much all my music before that. I felt like it was just me kind of getting comfortable, although I was already comfortable. You know what I mean? It's like it goes with what I was saying. You never know until you start doing something. Because like I was so comfortable at rapping. I'm freestyling at battles. I'm rapping
Like
with
it's
my
nothing.
boys. I'm on Facebook Live rapping. I'm doing a bunch of, you know what I mean? It's all fun. It's comfortable. But it's totally different when you get in the studio and get on a mic. I know some of the best rappers. Some of my boys, they're some of the best rappers I've ever heard in my life. They can't rap in the studio.
The pressures.
Why is that? Yeah, I was
It's a
gonna ask.
total different.
So the pressure
like,
is
Is the
you know what I
environment?
mean?
Is it the pressure? Like what is
It's a combination of everything. It's the environment. The environment is the huge part. So it's the environment.
You know you're
It's,
paying for it too, so you know that time is money while you're there at the same time. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but you
There's
know
there's a
that was
pressure.
that
There's
is a factor too.
You know
That is
what
a
I'm saying?
factor.
There's
But the-
definitely a pressure to
But
it.
the expense, I feel like you already know the expense. So
You
like,
do,
You
but
shouldn't really be focused
even,
on
listen,
that.
so
you
even
know what I mean?
myself, songs that I've been fully prepped for that I could spit 100 times to you before we get to the studio, I've gone in there and I couldn't one take my verse.
Yeah, that's
You know
how
what
it is
and
sometimes.
it happens. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The
And then you
anxiety
get
of
mad
like,
at
I want to
yourself.
just lay it down. You
You
know
get
what I
mad
mean?
at
And then you
yourself.
can't lay it down.
Yeah.
And you do eventually lay it down, but sometimes it's not what you think it's gonna be when you walk in, and that I think that's also helped me humble myself in my career at
100%.
the same time. Because like just like the aspect of going into a battle, I could tell myself and tell everybody that's my fan that I'm gonna dust the person that I'm about to battle. But for me to go up there and execute is also a bigger part of the game. It's backing up the shit talking. You could be 100% ready, but that moment when you get there, that 100% ready could go right out the window, and you have no explanation for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just happens. It's what comes with doing this at the same time. You got it. The prep is really the biggest thing in every aspect of music, when it's writing it, rehearsing it, knowing how you're going to present it, everything. Even the way that you're going to say it on the mic is something that you should practice before you get there. Because when it's in front of you, you also have, like, if you have to read off your phone and you don't memorize it, the mic's in front of you. So you got to find a way to be able to hold
Yeah,
the
to hold
hold
your
the
phone
phone
and make
and
sure
be
that
able
you
to
can
really
deliver it
feel
the same
yourself
way.
while you're rapping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because when you're spitting it, you don't want to read it monotone,
Yeah.
like someone's just reading it off of a teleprompter. You want to be able to read your shit with your emotions, so
Deliver
they
it.
believe what you're
Deliver it.
saying. They
Yeah.
want to feel it the way you felt it when you wrote it, and now you were like, this is how I feel. You feel me? They want to feel that same emotion. So if you can't portray that same emotion when writing it, all of that comes into a factor when you're in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to portray it
It
sometimes.
is. It really is. So
to go back to what Cam was saying about your first two tracks.
Oh yeah.
Hop on the Wave though. That was your first track that I caught wind of. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I had just came to New Hampshire. It's been it's gonna be 3 years this June. I'll be in New Hampshire, right? So I think the first year I came out there, right? I heard Hop on the Wave, and as soon as I heard it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I met you, my guy. I was like, okay, bet. Feel me? I was like,
Hopped on the wave.
like, no, I don't want to necessarily say that, but it's more like you can kind of. So for me, I could feel energies,
Yeah.
right? And like once I met you and what you were already giving based on kind of where you are in life or where you were, should I say, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
right?
hell yeah, hell
all the
yeah.
growth already, but I could already see like that's a like-minded individual. I could have
Same-
him on my
same with me.
side. I could,
Same
you know what I'm
with
saying?
me.
Like I could have him
we
in my
vibe.
corner. You feel
It's a
me?
fact.
So to see like you go from hop on the wave. You know, I did a trailer for it and stuff too. Like it's
Yeah,
corny
that shit
trailer,
is
you know,
lit.
trying to just promote products, but you know, it
That's
works.
support
but
right there. That's love.
You feel me?
Facts.
3 years ago,
That
that's
shit's
love.
love.
At least
You
we
know
could
what
look
I'm
back
saying?
on
That's
it,
love.
right?
Nah,
And,
for
like,
sure,
you know,
that shit- that
we
shit's
talk
love.
about it, but to see the progression now, bro, like I'm definitely proud of you. Like you're someone that I don't know if you know this, but like I look up to. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
same vice
saying?
versa,
Like,
man. Feelings
like,
mutual.
You feel me? So humbled as well, but I look up to you. Like I would come to you and ask you your opinion.
Yeah, hell yeah.
When it's other people that I wouldn't necessarily care for their opinion.
Yeah, same
I
thing
might
with me.
sit here, right? Let them, you know what I mean? I want to say like lead you on, but like let them think that they telling you something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like
Yeah,
in
I
one
feel
ear,
that.
out the other. But
Facts.
like for you though, like I'll pull up at the crib,
Yeah,
you know what
hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? Say what up to Mama Duke, say what up to Pops, and then we chopping it on the couch.
Facts.
Feel me?
Facts.
And we figuring it out. So I definitely see, you know, the growth and the progression, bro, and I'm definitely proud of you. Feel me?
Yeah, but pretty much for me, like those were my two. I think the songs that like where I was like, I bet, you know what I mean? We're
Took it
getting
seriously
somewhere
from this
because those were two songs where like, believe me, I feel like my studio presence was getting better. You know what I mean? But those two songs were two songs that I felt like you could hear it in my music. You could
Did you
like,
do a
could
video
just
for
tell.
both?
Yeah, I did it. I did a video for Texas Mud, not Hop on the Wave.
Yeah,
Texas Mud, yeah, man. Texas Mud video, YouTube. Go ahead, get that.
that's why I was asking
Shit's
about
fire.
Texas Mud. 'Cause
Fire.
I know I've seen that, but I don't remember seeing one for Hop on the Wave.
Yeah, no, there was no video for Hop on the Wave. We were going to do it, but then, you know, a lot of things happens. You know, you have
Yeah.
plans for stuff.
Yep.
Time goes by. You just like, all right.
Life.
Yeah.
Literally, best way to describe it. Life happens.
But I'd say those two songs to that question. I'd say, yeah, because they showed that you could see my growth in my sound. You're like, all right, yeah, this kid's getting comfortable in the studio. I feel like with those two songs, you could tell.
And the confidence comes with hearing yourself
yeah.
after it's edited and stuff.
And
You're like,
repetition.
damn, well, especially when you envision something in your head before you record it, and you're like, this is what I want it to sound like.
Yeah.
And then when it actually comes out the way you want it
Yeah,
to
it's
sound,
great.
the next time you go
Greatest
there, you're
feeling.
like, well,
I
this
know
is
I
what I
can
want it
make
to
it.
sound
Yeah,
like.
I
And
know I
you
can
know
do
that
it
you can
again.
now
But
really
you can
play with
do
what's
it.
going
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you're really full in control of being the creator that you
Yeah,
want
I
to be.
agree.
And that's what gives you the more confidence to go in there. You're like,
It
I know
does.
that I'm about to move this around, this
Shout out
around,
to
and
the
this
creatives,
around.
man.
It's
You
true,
know
but
what
if you
I'm
never
saying?
go,
It's
you'll
dope.
never know. I can
Exactly.
tell you guys that.
So always make sure you go.
That's
That's
a
a fact.
bar.
Because it's repetition, man. Like everything that
Write
Danny's
that
saying
down.
comes with repetition. The
Cam,
only way you're
Cam
gonna
has
get
been having
comfortable-
bars for
If
the
you
past
never
2
go,
days.
you'll never know.
Literally, he said,
Bar.
I don't want to cut nobody
Yo.
off, but yesterday, my man said, I know me personally, and we can't do that.
Yeah, man.
And when I thought about it, I was like, listen, I know me personally too, and we're not doing that. You're right. That's just not a good idea.
Yeah, facts.
He said,
man.
"I know me personally.
I know
I
me
can't do that." I
personally.
like
Yo,
that. I'm
bro,
gonna
like
steal
it,
that.
man.
I'm
He's
gonna
dropping
steal
dropping
that.
gems. He's
I
dropping
didn't even mean to
gems.
say it. I said it. He's the one who
Dropping the
he's the one who
gems.
made me think about it. I said it and I didn't even think about it. He's like, bro, you know yourself personally? Really? I'm like, I do.
It might sound corny when you think about it, but it's the truth. Like we all really are the only ones who know ourselves
Our
for
true
real.
self.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
facts.
saying? So people might know or have this, this story that they have of
Yeah, there's
you.
perception.
Or
Everybody has a
exactly.
different perception.
They all look at
on-
you by the way that they hear things about you or whatever, and that's what they give for what they see of you. And it's
Yeah.
like you honestly only know you. So it's funny when you said that because it's the truth. Like, damn, he's right.
Yeah, it was funny though.
Only he knows himself. So if he thinks that's a bad move,
It's
Right.
funny
It's
because
a
I be saying
bad
some, I be saying
Who's
some
gonna
dumb
know
stuff and
more
then it
than-
hits.
no, that shit hit real hard.
Because I was
I might have been
at first,
buzzed, but that
yeah,
shit
like
hit
at
hard.
first it was like a joke. He's like, bro, you know yourself personally, and then like slowly he's like, actually, I know myself personally too.
I'm like, that shit's fire. I'm like, I'm
He's
the
like,
only
I
one who
actually
gets
think
me.
I might quote you
Mind
for that.
blown.
I'm like, well, thanks.
Matrix exited.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so Danny, what about you? So what are the first, 1 to 2 songs that you can kind of say that, I'm serious, I'm here, this is Danny Cruz?
All right, so for example, I'm gonna use the first song that I ever actually did in the studio because I never did a song in the studio prior to having a show. So we ended up having a show, and I had no content that was properly edited for me to be able to perform. But I had thrown down on us getting into the show, so it was like I needed something for that. So the first song that I ever made that was my single was actually called "Yo My Nigga," and it was really just a tale of it's a tale of me and some
Hold on.
dude.
Do you mind saying the title one more time, please?
Yo My nigga.
Okay, just want to get that for the podcast. Yeah, I mean,
Yo,
all
my
right, continue.
nigga.
All right, yeah.
We
So
might have to blur, we might have to blur that out,
said we
Ben.
might have
Shout out
to
to my
blur
guy
that.
Ben, by the way, but we might have to blur that out. But continue.
So basically, that song was the first song that I had recorded in the studio, and it was a song that was just about. I had found out that some dude was actually, it was one of my boys. He was with the same girl that I had just started fooling around with, and I didn't know that. You feel me? I had no clue. You know, I had no clue about it. And basically, I was like, you know what? I had explained to him. We went over it. We talked about the situation, and niggas made a song about it. You know, and it ended up being bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Every show I performed at, it hit.
Did your boy feel some type of way about the song?
He hyped the song with me at the concert.
That's awesome.
He's like,
this is my shit. That is lit. He's like,
Yeah.
this is about me and him and I.
I'm not 100% sure if, like, you know, if that was
Yo,
if that
I'm
was the
dead.
motivation to it. You feel me? But like, it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That song, people really they felt it, and it was real. And that's the one thing.
Yeah,
that,
nah, facts.
That's
That's
one thing that like
definitely
I
real.
won't put myself in the same category with other people. I might not rap about the most interesting shit all the time, but at the same time, what everyone's always told me is that my substance that I give out to you, they appreciate it because it's really me. No matter what, it's me.
Yeah.
If the
Authentic.
story is about something that happened in the hood or in the past or whatever, it's really me, and it's what you're getting out of me. The videos will show you everything's real. You know, in my music videos, my mom's there. You know what I'm saying?
We
There's
got
nothing.
documents.
There's nothing fake about anything that I'm doing, and that's why I appreciate about it the most is that people are appreciating the fact that I'm staying me.
Yeah.
I used to get picked on by people, but I remained myself. And that's what everybody's gonna realize is that as long as you remain yourself, people will eventually appreciate you for how unique you are. They're not. They might judge you this and the third because those same people who judged me before I ever recorded a song are the same people who literally hit me up now asking for tickets to shows,
features,
free
fans.
tickets.
They're fans.
You know what I mean? Exactly. They're
Fans.
real life fans, but I don't
And
want to
I'm
call
sorry.
them that at the
Talk
same
to me.
time because at the same time,
Talk to me.
I get that they didn't understand my vision at the
Yeah.
same time. They were only going off of the same thing that people could get pushed away from. You're
Yeah,
getting
you
pushed
know.
away from things because you decide that people are judging you. Well, these people are going to also judge you because they think everyone else is judging you.
Honestly,
So they
people are
look
gonna
at it
judge
like,
you.
they're like, oh, that rap's not cool because Kelly and Jamie in the other room said the rap's whack. You feel me? And everybody else let that shit spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
So now people are going to think you're whack off of their own opinion. The same reason where people are going to judge you without reading the book.
I'm telling you,
From
you
the
can't like.
preface. From the preface.
No matter what you do, people are gonna judge you, whether it's positive or negative. You could do the most positive thing ever,
And then, like, why didn't you do it some other way?
They'd be like, look at this nigga.
Somebody's
Yeah,
gonna
it's like
figure out.
LeBron.
Look at this
Oh,
nigga.
he's only doing that for
Bro,
promotion.
It's like
Or
LeBron
like,
James,
it's like,
bro. You know, it's
oh
literally
yeah,
like
no matter what
it's like
LeBron does,
James,
they
bro.
just try
Literally,
to.
the dude he could donate to every human being in the world, and they would be like, yeah, well,
It's not enough.
He's not Jordan.
the other dude,
He's still not Michael.
No, the thing that
the other dude got an extra $1.
now the
Like,
thing I will say about Michael and Jordan is like, I can't believe that that Mike that me. Oh, I said, what did I just say? I can't believe about Michael and Jordan. Wow, I can't believe I said that on the podcast. All right, anyways, I can't believe
And we're
about
not
Jordan
cutting it out.
and LeBron. Yeah, you don't have to. It's all good. At least I said it. Is that like honestly, Jordan doesn't do shit for the community, bro, and doesn't really do a lot for his people, bro. LeBron stands up for his people, speaks out for his people.
see, but that would be an
contributes to
argument
people
for
and
us
helps.
as a public figure at the end of the day. You
No,
feel
no,
me? It
I
wouldn't
know.
be-
It's documented
I'm not-
that Jordan's a dickhead, though.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
it
saying
is,
that's
it
what
is,
I'm
it
saying
is
though. But
documented, it is.
I'm not saying about athletes, but I'm saying it's just nuts that how Jordan can be a dickhead and people still put him on a pedestal. LeBron
It's
is
an amazing
an
human
upstanding
being.
man,
Ab-
and literally everybody wants to
Putting
shit
him
on
down.
him. It just doesn't make sense to me. Is all I'm saying. It's like ass backwards.
No, I think what Danny said is definitely spot on. Where I feel like you have to figure out who you are,
Yeah.
what you believe in, what your values are,
And run with it.
stand on it.
Yeah, you have to run with it. You can't. So there's nothing wrong with changing. When I'm saying about standing on, standing your ground and being you, there's nothing wrong with changing at all. You feel me? There's
Evolving.
nothing wrong with it. But it's changing when change is needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not changing
Yeah, when it's
because
necessary.
because you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't have to change. You need to change to adapt for what's going on around you to make things work for the overall goal you have. You might have to change to have a smaller goal that might even give you 3 other smaller goals to get back to that same platform to get to that other goal that's leading you to the big goal.
Facts.
But you know what? Everything's part of it, and sometimes you have to take those steps backwards. And people think that taking steps back is bad. You have to take steps back. You have to touch rock bottom.
You have to reevaluate. as well.
Exactly. Sometimes you have to be like, oh, I'm 100 pages ahead, but I didn't proofread none of it. So I need to go back 50 pages back. You know what I'm saying?
If you never
And
fail,
figure
how
it
do you
out.
really learn?
Exactly. And that's what that's the whole things we were talking about earlier. You're not going to know unless you go through it yourself at the same time, in the sense, you're not going to know unless you're suffering it.
That's the next thing, actually, now that you just said that. It's so crazy to think, like, how many people do you have trying to tell you what to do with your music and they've never dropped a song in their life, or better yet, never even tried
never even told
you have entered the shit talk.
Yeah, literally. No, I'm sorry. I didn't even want to get. I didn't even want to get like that. But he
They don't
just,
even
it
You
made me
have
think
2
about
minutes.
what he
Go.
said about people want to have all these opinions, but it's like, where are your credentials to even have this opinion to say anything about what I'm doing? Because you've
have
never
you
even done
practiced
it.
what you preach.
Yeah, literally.
You feel me? Like I've had people hop into my comments and tell me what I need to work on, which honestly I have no problem with that.
Yeah. You know, it's not bad.
Constructive criticism.
I appreciate the constructive
Yes.
criticism.
Constructive.
But when it's every time I'm posting something, the only thing you have to say, you're not liking my post, you're not sharing my post, and you're not telling me that you appreciate what I'm doing. All you have is negative criticism to me. Eventually, I'm gonna look at you as a hater. Because it's like you're basically telling me how to move my career as if you failed yours. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
you've
it's
never
like,
even started.
but you've never even started your own to be able to fix that on your own. So it's
Okay.
like, I understand giving advice. You have to basically be able to give advice. I don't know how to say it the best way.
Based on where you are, your position.
Yeah,
in life, in the craft, and what
It's
you're
not
doing.
even based on where you are in your position. You can give advice, but just know, like, if you're gonna give advice, like, perfect example
only
for me,
give
it's like
so much.
it's like me giving advice to my
Yeah.
sister about my nephew. It's like I don't have a kid,
So
so,
you can only give so
obviously
much advice.
you
That's
do
what I'm-
not
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
listen to what I'm saying, and you don't have to take it into consideration. This is just me telling you. It's really an opinion now, is what I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
But my opinion might be right, it might be wrong, but that's up to you for you to decide.
It depends though, because some people don't have a very good sense of common sense
Nah,
that other
100%.
people share.
Yeah.
So like some people, for instance, all of us are in the room. We all might think that one thing is normal, but one person might think that shit's it's just not it.
Yeah, it's out of the norm.
And that's not. It's to them. It's just not part of their common sense because to them that wasn't how they learned. But other people, I'd say everybody in the world, there's a pretty vast majority of everybody being on the same wavelength of what common sense is. You know what I mean? Understanding the laws, the rules, all the other stuff that was paved for us prior to us coming into the earth. You know what I mean? And us having to live with those rules. So with common sense being said, it's like you can only say so much to me. And then you should be able to know when to cut yourself off because you yourself also know you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Nor have you experienced what I've experienced to be able to tell me that I should adjust like this.
And also
You're not
the
sure.
norm isn't always right.
That's a fact. And
Let's
you're-
be honest
And
here.
you're not sure either.
It isn't always right. I hate to say it, but
We
it's the
talking
truth.
that talk.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
didn't get
know.
on the mic. We talking that talk.
The norm
We're
isn't always
we're
right,
woke.
so
You heard we're woke.
I'm dead. You said we're
We're
woke.
woke.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yes, sir. But not to
I remember where we were. If you want me to.
No, I was gonna go back to it too as well. So
Yeah.
what I was gonna say though, so we understand that the track where you started, or you want to kind of say that you got some, I don't want to say clout, but some energy behind your craft was yo my
Yeah.
right. So as you guys also know that Danny said at the beginning of the episode, he's also diving into battle rap. And if you guys have not checked out Danny Cruz yet, tap in. It's been less than a year and he is doing it.
More fire.
I'm talking shows on top of shows, battles on top of battles, and like he's really doing it. You feel me? So I want to take this time to right? What is your most important or the most pivotal battle where after the battle something changed? I don't want a battle where you know what I mean, like, so you've been battling now and you battle and people like they like your work, so they like you. I get
got
that.
you.
But a battle where something changed.
Okay, so first off, the best part is you said, let's reflect back on the past, 6 or 9 months is what you had said. I've only been battle rapping for 5 months, and I've achieved everything that I've achieved already. So that already just, boom, blows the lid off the top. My example that I'm going to give, honestly, is it was a battle I won. Actually, my only judged battle that I won, and I won it for money. But
Oh man.
the best part about it is that I took so much from that battle that people probably would have
Friends,
expected me to take from it. I realized that I slacked a little bit, whether I won or not. You feel me? I could have prepped harder. I could have been more ready with my performance. And I actually used that as motivation. You would think that you needed a loss from that battle to use it as motivation. But my next battle, I came out way better than I was.
Hungrier.
Because of the fact that I knew that I was being my biggest critic. But I also knew that other people felt the same way that I did. And I knew that because of the way I present. I watched the video back and I'm like, I'm talking too fast. I'm not presenting this properly. I could have said this different. I said it so many times better at home than I did when I was there. And that day, too, my anxiety had got to me. I changed my whole third round that morning. You know what I mean? And then, and in the tape, you can see that I'm over there trying to spit off a round, and I'm only spitting a punchline, and then trying to find filler to spit another punchline because I screwed myself. So the biggest thing is you have to, like I said earlier, you have to be confident in what you're doing and really just be okay with being confident in it and just sticking with it, knowing that you can do what you can do. And there's nothing wrong with being your biggest critique. You know what I mean? You know where there is wrong. It's about noticing it, acknowledging it, and actually fixing it. You know what I mean? And that's, some people don't want to do that. Some people might actually talk about it and only will talk about it forever. You might talk to them 5 times in 1 year, and every time you talk to them, they're like, yeah, I still need to do this, or yeah, we about to get this going. Yeah. Those people are not people you need to surround yourself with. Those people are only going to talk about it. They're not doers. You need people who aren't even telling you what they're going to do until it's already in the motion of being done, or it's already done. You know what I mean? Not people who are just talking about it, because those are people who are literally just trying to gain clout or start a conversation with you because they know that's something that you can touch base with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're really not trying to do it, because if you're trying to do it, I promise you, it's so much easier than you think it is. You could pick up the phone and make a call. I reached out to somebody to do a battle, and ever since then, it's been a chain reaction. Because if you're good at what you do and you're dedicated to what you do, people will find you regardless of what. Me and Mo didn't know each other. You know what I mean? And look how we're, you know, we gravitate towards each other. You know what I'm saying? How we feel like we can work with each other. And that's off of the strength of just, you know.
First of all, it's not just off the strength of work ethic, like this man is saying. Okay, his mom knows my mom. Hey, okay, you know what I'm saying? So this was this was already set in motion. He's like, well, I didn't know before I came to New Hampshire. Okay, I was in Mass for 20-some years. Came out to New Hampshire. You know what I mean? But shout out to my guy Danny, for real, yo. All love, always.
I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And you know, I just really appreciate everything that you're doing as well too. At the same time, just giving us the opportunity to come up here and be able to speak. Yeah. You know what I mean, about what we do with our career at the same time as promoting his platform. And I'm just, you know, glad to be a part of everything that we got going on. You know, at the beginning of it, and being able to go, you know, to sky's the limit.
Humble to have you guys a part of it. So now that's actually a great segue, Danny. So we'll start with Cam, Kae'C. When did we meet? If you remember, when or how did you meet Versatility?
When? I don't even. What was it, like 2-3 years ago? I would say roughly around 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I would say. Or
like shout out to my mom.
We're in 2020.
My bad. So shout out to my mom. She just called. You know what I mean? So I love you, Mom.
Mama Dukes.
Around 2-3 years ago, I would say we met, and we met through one of my bros. You already know, Drill Noise.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Cuzzo Eddie. Yes,
that
sir.
boy. Yeah, and pretty much I met you through him, and yeah, I just rock with the vibes, you know. I like anyone who has their own hustle going on, you know what I mean, entrepreneur. Like, mind you, at the end of the day, you know what I mean, if a 9-to-5 is what you like to do, you know what I mean, that's what you got to do. And sometimes you have to do it in order to chase your dreams, you know what I'm saying? But like, the time we was on, you was on the same type of time I was on, you know what I mean? Just we're trying to be our own boss. We're trying to be entrepreneurs. We're both trying to grind and chase our dreams and accomplish goals that people wouldn't even think to even set in their head, you know what I mean? So like when you tell me shit like what you want to do, you trying to make your brand go global, you have ambitious goals that like I have too. And when I tell people those things, they laugh in my face like, oh, good luck later. And like, it's fine, you can laugh at me. I use that shit as fuel, motivation. Just like you laughing in my face because I tell you I'm gonna go global. I bet when I go global, you know what I mean? I'm sure you're gonna be hitting me up like, oh, can I get a ticket to the show? And it's like, you can, my nigga, you can, bro, you really can, because like I told you I was gonna be here. So
all they had to do was support,
tap in,
and even listen to you when you had the conversation. Yeah, with them, and people just.
So it was as simple as that. I had a conversation with you, and I don't remember like verbatim what exactly it was, but I know it was about my label and your brand, and it was at that point, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah, right, you know what I mean? He's chasing it. I'm chasing it. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, we could collab, and then here we are today, man. We're doing it, man, literally, you know. And I know we both had doubters, people that are very close to us and people that we don't know. But I know all of them are like, you know, wow, these kids are actually doing what they said they were going to do.
Being persistent.
Humble is my guy, for real. You want to know what I think it is, too? To kind of go off of what you're saying, I think it's that sometimes, like, your dream is too big for small-minded people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So 100%. I feel like certain people, like, they're going to think that, that you can't do it, or maybe you're not capable because they don't think like you think. They're not an analytical thinker. They're not thinking about all the platforms.
They've got walls in their head of what can't happen already.
So they're putting the walls there themselves.
Yeah.
And then they're stopping themselves. Right? Go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, yeah, they're putting the walls there themselves, but
society
their parents might have put their walls there. The society might have put the walls there. You feel me? Who knows what their circumstances were? Upbringing is huge of it. Because I'm sorry. My parents told me, you know, you can do it, but you can be whoever you want to be. You gonna do it. You gonna do it.
I feel
and,
that
and
energy
they
every time I
believe
walk
in me
the
no
crib.
matter what.
I feel
So
that energy
like,
every time I walk in the crib.
not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
like, I was blessed enough to have that behind me. You feel me?
Yeah.
No matter what I do, my mom, my dad are definitely my whole family. You feel me? And you guys are family to me. So it's like
Defend
my whole family's gonna be like, yeah, we right there standing behind you, going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
For instance, I remember when you had a family event at your crib.
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple weeks. Yo, I'm telling you, we went to the studio and we came back, and his family was waiting for us to play the music that we had at the studio,
Yeah.
like it was an album release party,
Yeah,
and they
shit
were
like
all
that.
off the chain for us to hear what we had to say.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause they tap
and that's
in.
real. That's real. You feel me? That's real. Like you said, not everybody has that.
Nah, you know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
convinced
You
my
know?
dad to starting
Yeah.
to support my music. Before
Oh,
it
yeah.
was you could do this, you could be
Yo,
doing
trust
so
me,
much
my
other
dad,
things.
my dad was the hardest person to
Yeah,
convince.
and I
to
think
listen
the
to what
father
you
is
know what
because
I
the
mean?
father
'Cause, like,
expects it to be a clear cut American
it's
man
like
home type
no,
shit.
yeah,
Like,
and like you got to
gotta
think about it,
work,
like, I
the
feel like a
working
pops
man.
like he expects you to be better than him, and like he has a
He
like
wants you
just
to
like I
be
said,
like
he has
him,
his own
if not
perception.
better.
Yeah, better.
Exactly.
They have their own perception.
same
what
with
it is.
footsteps
You
where
know
you
what I
have to
mean?
you have to
That's
exceed
what it
with
is.
greatness.
Yeah, you
feel
know what I
me?
mean.
Like,
So, and they want you to do something along the lines they're doing, or like that's like in their realm, or something they believe is like
all of our parents
meets
came
the
from hard
status
working.
quo,
You
I
know,
guess, if
all
you
of-
wanna
all,
say.
all of our parents were hardworking parents.
Yeah,
You know what I
yep.
mean?
But-
So for them, they want us to earn
but-
what we're doing the same way with hard work.
Yeah,
they,
hell yeah,
they look
hell
at
yeah.
it maybe as music might not be the hardest way, but now that they see the dedication we put
Yeah.
into it, they're like, it's the same. It's just it's different.
It's not
weight, but
paying out as
it's
much right
different
now, you
weight,
feel
but
me?
it weighs
So
the
it's like-
same on
yeah,
the balance
yep,
beam.
I
You know what
agree.
I mean? Like,
yeah.
Our parents they worked harder than we did, but they also grew up in a different generation,
Yeah, they
different
did. It
time.
was a different time.
They had different tools. Life is completely different now,
Really is
right?
100%.
Not to mention we're going through a pandemic right now. Feel me? But
Pandemic.
like life is completely different. So what I feel like people need to understand is that the way that parents try to teach their kids is not always okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're trying to keep these kids kind of, how do I say, conform to their thinking. You know what I'm saying?
I do know exactly.
I know what you mean. Like basically feeding their mindset into them.
Into them.
They're so
And their
instilled
mindset
with the way their
wherever they're-
mindset is, how they live. They're feeding it. They're putting it onto their kids.
Their
Like, this is-
mindset from the 90s, the 80s, the
Yeah.
whatever.
And I'm like,
their parents
yo,
are
They're like,
from.
this
I'm
is
like,
the
yo,
normal. They're feeding
I'm
it to
like,
them like,
hold
this
up.
is the normal. And this is how
It's
you
a
have
fact.
to live, or
Yeah,
you're
it's
weird.
like, bro, it's
And I'm like-
2020. I'm sorry, we don't live like that no more.
And I'm like,
No,
hold
no,
up.
it's-
And I'm like, hold up.
it's true.
Hold
It's
up.
not their
Let me
fault, though.
let me
It's
let me
not
kill you
their
real quick. Let me kill you real quick. I'm
Mhm.
like, hold up. It's 2020. I haven't had cash in my wallet for like 5 days.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Between Cash App, Venmo. You know what I mean, I ain't even talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all the other stuff yet. That's a couple years down the line.
And let's be honest.
Tap in with us. We're gonna have our own cryptocurrency. Tap in with us. But
Hey.
you know what I mean? Like,
Big things.
I don't necessarily want to say that we're already in the future or that we're already cyborgs, but what would you do without this?
Facts.
Honestly,
Okay.
those things, the cryptocurrency you just talked about, that's some shit that really happened in the last 5 to 10
Well,
years. It's not even
and
like,
it's-
you know what I mean? It's not even where it's gonna be.
And I'm at the point where I have two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got
And what would
two
you do
phones.
without this?
Right.
You feel
I
me?
mean,
You would have to be. It would go
it'd
back.
be hard.
Cyborgs.
It would be
Cyborgs.
hard.
No, honestly,
I
you
can
want
honestly
Cyborg from
say.
Teen Titan. We got a gun. You know what I'm saying?
No, you could really just do what people had to do back in the day. You know what I mean? That real word of mouth footwork. Like,
More
Yeah.
organic, more
and
organic.
honestly, as an artist, even with all of the stuff that you got going on now with social medias, if you could tap into your roots and still live like that, that's probably better for you
It's
as
more
your
props
career.
to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people actually sitting there and having a human conversation like we're having on this podcast, they get to know who you are. They get to get a piece of your personality
Yeah,
and
that's-
decide whether or not they actually like you as a person on
Yeah.
top of just listening to your music.
Honestly, I know people, I swear to you, they don't even like my music. I can speak for my family. Like, they just like me as a person, so they listen to my music.
So regardless, they don't like your music.
real, like, and not that they don't like my music, but it's not their sound, you feel
yeah,
me?
it's
Or
not
like,
maybe it's not their type
their
of music
genre.
to listen
Yeah,
to, right?
Yeah.
The family
but they
listen.
still show, you know
So
what
what
I'm
he
saying?
means is that the families listen to Bob Marley, but they'll still come through and listen to him on
Yeah, I
Hop
got
on the Wave.
don't
and
worry,
Texas
man.
Bud,
I
you
got
know
that
what I'm
reggae. I got that reggae joint coming too. You
Wagwan.
know, come on for me.
Wagwan, brethren.
Come on. You know what I mean? Dropping soon. You know, we got reggae tracks. Man, I can honestly say this man
I heard
is
it. I heard what?
literally one of the most versatile artists that I have ever met. Yo, I can truly say so. Here, boom. I can even talk about. I can talk about it right now because yo, real shit. Me and him have a song.
You got all excited. You got
Yo, because it's this this is what I'm saying. Like this is the studio presence. Like it's just like stage presence. It's just like stage presence, but it's a studio presence. You know
We
what I mean?
connected on that though because
So-
we have so much studio experience.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
true
what I
too.
mean?
But at the same time, even without that, like, I don't know a lot of people or a lot of artists, I should say, who can go in the studio and make a song right in the studio, right on time. You know what I mean? Like unprepared, unprepared. You know what I mean? Maybe they heard the beat a couple times. Maybe they probably didn't hear the beat, but they make the song. You know what I mean? I like there's a lot of things that I can do in the studio that I've been with, like a lot of my boys make music, you know what I mean? Shout out to the gang, you know what I mean? New regime. But I can truly say like Danny's like one of the only artists I've been in the studio that can match my energy. And like I said, the other day we made a song, bro, literally, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be coming out. You know what I mean?
I don't even know which one he's talking about.
We got a couple of songs, but you know, the song I'm talking about is Bag, all right? And just know, when you guys hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, you know? Tune in, because it's small tunes for your head top, bro.
Fellas, I love the energy. I love the energy. So, Danny.
Yes.
How did we meet? How did you come to meet Versatility?
Honestly, it's crazy how we're all in the room together. I think I met you directly through Cam, to be honest, at Cam's house. I'd say that we had a conversation prior to that, and where we actually did hit it off, just me and you having a conversation. But I think the next time where we really started to build our own bridge, where we were talking more often, is when you came by with your friend who's the barber, your friend Chris.
Yeah.
And we had
Chris is dope too, actually. By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Shout out Chris. Chris is actually another dope ass artist.
Yeah, he is a dope artist
who needs to get some recognition out here, bro. He's something.
And he cuts hair.
Yep.
And he's
You
the
need a
team's
cut,
barber.
hit him.
So go all the way up to Tilton, New Hampshire,
He's something.
Moderno Barbershop. Tap in with my guy.
Yeah, Chris is fire.
But basically, we were all chilling at Cam's, you know, and we were just talking about like my battles, and even your friend, you know what I mean? He had seemed pretty intrigued in what I had going on, you know. He wanted to hear more about it. We all ended up freestyling, rapping, this, that, and the third, and honestly, it was just more of like reaching out to each other after that, you know, talking to each other and realizing how much more that we're on the same like frequency for where we want to be in life, or where we want to go, and what we've been through. You know what I mean? I remember the first time I got gear off of you, and me and you chopped it up, and we realized that our lives are so much alike. A lot more than we would have ever knew unless we had that conversation.
We was over here talking about our Mama Dukes,
and
right,
we didn't
to
even
each
know
other,
that
and we didn't know that they knew each other yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
Facts.
My fault to cut you off.
No, you're good. And it really did. It was crazy. The way it had just worked its way into everything, you know. He came by on my birthday, and all of a sudden, that's where people start to find out, like, yo, my mom knows your mom, and I know your family, and come to find out, I know way more of his family than I thought I did. You know what I mean? Honestly, I just feel like the world's pulling us all together. You know, me and Cam have been friends. We were at studios together years ago. You know what I mean? And never really hung out like that. You know what I'm saying? We never did. And then up until like last year, we got really close. You know what I'm saying? And we've been tight since then. It's always been the same music motivated mission.
Yeah.
At the same time of realizing that we're all like minded people. We're all good people. We've got good hearts. You know what I'm saying? And you want to surround yourself with the same type of people who are on the same mission, going to the same place, and all in all want the same end result.
Goal.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Goal.
So at the end of the day, I'm glad that I got to meet you whenever the exact date was that we built that bridge. I'm glad that we're all gravitating toward each other more, whether it's by choice or by just the world doing it. You know what I mean? The more the events come, people want more gear just because they're seeing it, and that's you adding more to it, and everything is just it's working on all cylinders. And honestly, people are gonna hate that they didn't jump on when it was offered to them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is with everything.
Literally.
And that's
like
definitely how it's going
investments.
to be with us three. I can guarantee you guys.
Because we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop doing what we're doing, regardless of whether people are there or not. We're going to be the same people. We're going to be on the same mission, and we're going to elevate the mission every step of the way. Even if we take steps back, there's going to be a bigger step coming after that.
Very true. I agree. Couldn't agree
sir.
anymore.
Definitely humbled, my guy. So to go back to what Danny said, so when we met before, the time that we met at Cam's house, I think it was only once, right? Yeah. But the time that we met at Cam's house, that was when I first heard you spit. You
I was probably freestyling for ignorantly long.
Listen, like,
oh yeah, actually,
it was a vibe though. You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
that's a fact.
The
But
vibe
yo,
was there.
let me say this because we were just talking about Chris. I'll shout out to Chris because Chris was one of the only people that I've actually seen that could freestyle with Danny as long as Danny.
Facts.
Those two were going
attitude.
for I don't even know how
Like
long,
3
but shout out
hours,
to Chris, bro. Him back and forth, those two.
To
They're
all
going
Hefe
forever.
beats too. So shout out to Hefe.
Shout out Hefe Tovin, man. Nah, yeah, we
one
gonna
time. Go ahead,
yeah.
King.
Oh, matter of fact, yeah. Let me talk about my guys. You know what I'm saying? You already know, like I said, New Regime Records. That's the label. I am the CEO and the Capitan. You already know the capo. Shout out to my boys, man. Hefe Tovin is, you know what I mean, gonna right up next, man. I ain't gonna lie, because that boy is a savage. He is our main producer, and he is, you know, right now, honestly, probably our hottest artist, you know, going bam. You know what I'm saying? As far as after,
He's got the
it's
whole
a
Kanye
competition.
thing going on,
Yeah, he
you
has.
know?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to compare, but like he has, you know, he's producing. Hefe can make a song from the ground up. You know what I mean? He's producing it, and he's writing his bars. Like, you know, it doesn't get better than that, honestly. So that man is, you know, he's something. And we got a couple other acts, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Born Affiliated. He's another one. Dude is a beast.
Big Jai, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Shout
Big
out to
King
Jai,
Roller.
man.
You know, he's another one. He's honestly probably one of the most slept on artists we have right now, to be honest. Cause
And humblest people. You meet.
yeah. Oh, one of the humblest
Yeah.
for sure. But he knows his talent though. And that guy, he's something, you know what I mean? Who else? We got Henny Kenny, you know, he's out of commission for a little bit. But you know, he gonna be back. We already know, everybody already know about Henny Kenny. He going it.
We all waiting for him to come back.
He shall. And
Coming
shout out to
soon.
my boy Stunner Man, you know what I mean? Cause he's out here too killing it. Feel me?
sir.
I know none of them guys could be here today, but that's the gang, and you already know we running it up. Let's get it.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Hefe, man. Because
Yeah.
when I met Hefe, and like I think it was before he moved at the other spot. It was when I first came to Manchester. I think you and Eddie were the ones that brought me to Hefe.
Yeah.
And I met him at his first dojo when he was trying to make his little his in-home studio.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I was
say
like,
he knows karate.
Nah,
the dojo. That's where it
we
goes
used to-
down.
we
That's
used to
where the
be
work
cooking
goes
them
down.
down.
feel
I
me?
used to do karate,
But,
so that shit threw me out for a second.
But yeah, so
Hey,
the first
sensei.
time I went to his first dojo and I heard his beats and I was like, yo, he's cold. Off rip, I was like, yo, like he got it. So like to
Yeah.
see his growth, to see his evolution, man.
That
Definitely
man's
shout
growth.
out.
I
to
got a
my
question.
guy,
Were you
Hefe,
thrown
man.
off by what Hefe looked like when you found out where you were going to see a dude named Hefe?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, so
that's
so,
part
so,
of it.
So,
So like you guys don't know, but like we called him, like I started calling him Hefe because of obviously. So I don't, you know his name, but we called him Hefe because of his name, and we called him it because we was just like people wouldn't expect him to be Hefe. You
Listen,
feel
when
me?
I got in the
It was
car
like
and
a
I thought I was meeting a
surprise.
nigga named Hefe, I was still looking for him after I got in the car.
Exactly.
And he was in the car.
But
so-
that's the best part about Hefe
That's the
is
best part.
that
and I
is-
told him too
that's
after,
like
yo, I
that
don't
was one of
think
the
you were
selling
Hefe.
points for him because I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like when people hear your name, they're not even when they see you, they're gonna be like, no,
Yeah, because Hefe looks like Young
Like,
Gravy.
this man made this beat, and I feel like I used to tell him I'm like people are gonna respect you that much more when they actually see you and see like, no, this kid did not make this, bro.
did all of
and it's
this,
like, yeah,
right.
he made this and he probably wrote on it too. Like he's something, man, real life. And if he's one of his growth is night and day, man. If you guys heard
Every time you see him, he's
Hefe
better.
when he first started, man, he was still good to me. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna lie, because I don't rock when like obviously. So like you don't need to be the best for me to work with you. You just need to have the drive, want it, and be somewhat. You know what I mean? At least I need to rock with it. You feel me? And I'm gonna believe in you, real life. And I'm telling you, from the day I met, like the day he showed me his music and everything, and showed me his beats, told me his like picture and what he wanted to do and where he wanted to go, I was in for it, man. And I'm telling you, like that guy's a big reason I'm where I am today, honestly.
yes, sir. Shout out to my guy Hefe, man.
Yeah, he's
So to wrap
he's
it up,
goated.
right? So we have one final segment, right? So we'll start off with Kae'C.
yes,
right?
sir.
So what does versatility mean to you?
Versatility to me, pretty much, I'll keep it simple. It's just as far as me as a person, or versatility as far as the term.
The term and what it means to you as a
All right,
person.
all around for me, it's versatility. I think I'm versatile because I can do so many different things. So when I think of versatility, I think of someone who is, think about an entrepreneur who has multiple successful businesses. It's like, I'm an artist, you know what I mean? But I could also be a producer. I could also be an engineer. I can also be an entrepreneur. I can do many different things. That's what I want to be, you know what I mean? And as far as me, when it comes to music, so when I first started making music, I wanted to be versatile with music. So like I rap, I sing. I wanted people to hear my music and be like, bet, wow, he has mad flows, or like he can hop on any beat, you know what I mean? They're not just like, oh, he's that trap or he's that R&B. Like I want them to know, like, I'll do whatever. You feel me? Give me whatever you want to give me, and I'm gonna do it, because that's what versatile is to me. If you claim you're versatile, you're not gonna limit yourself to one lane or one range. You're open to step out of the box, because who knows? If you're versatile, you're gonna step out the box and kill it. And then now you're like, wow, you didn't even know you could do it. And then you did it. You're like, well, like you knew you could do it, but you weren't as confident because everybody's telling you you can't sound like that.
Right.
It won't work. It won't work. You know what I mean?
You don't look like a country singer.
Exactly.
You don't look like
and to me,
whatever,
being versatile is taking all those no's and saying, yeah, I hear them. You know what I mean? You might be right, but I'm gonna still do it.
I'm turning into it. Yes.
And
Amen.
you know, it might work, it might not. But if it works, boom, now you're versatile. Now you know, like, oh wow, I didn't even know I could do that. We out here. So
Amen.
you know,
So shout out to the
that's what I think about it.
shout out to the brand's mission statement real quick, man. we're challenging our consumers to step out their comfort zone and recognize their unknown abilities.
Yes, sir.
So literally exactly what you just said, right? You just reiterated it.
Yeah, that's literally what it
And
is to me.
That's what we're doing here. So
Yeah.
shout out to Kae'C, man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
so Danny Cruz, right?
Yeah.
What does versatility mean to you?
Me. Versatility, I don't know. In my opinion, I'd say that versatility is possibly the best way to have a millionaire mindset. You're not tunnel visioning to one lane.
Yep.
You're always remaining available to every lane. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
And being willing to jump into those lanes. It's like basically being the best role player on your team.
Yeah, being all around.
Exactly. All right, Danny, I know you're 5'5", but I need you to go play center because you know how to box him out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter how tall I
Yeah,
am. I
facts.
should be able to
That
go
was a
do
great
that because
analogy.
I should be able to just slide in and be able to do what I need to do and fill my role
Yep.
because being
Within
versatile, you should be able to be good or just as good in every subject matter that you attack.
Yeah.
Because of
Even
the
if
fact that
it's
you
not-
don't, because you don't, it might not even be the main thing that you do,
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
you want to be good at it because that's who you are as a human. Versatility is more of a way of life at the same time. It's about being able to
Preach,
access
bro,
other
preach.
things. You know what I'm
Movement,
saying?
Facts.
To be able to access
I
other
agree
things
with
that
that.
you might not
100%
want
way
to,
of
but to
life.
be able to, keep it at a consistent pace with the other things. I make music, like you said. I don't just make the same type of music. I don't just rap. I don't make trap rap all the time. I make love songs.
Yeah,
I wrote
hell
in
yeah.
country songs. I wrote in pop songs. I just
Don't
showed you a
don't
pop
you-
song
Man,
yesterday.
Don't you got a
Don't
track?
forget about the UK, fam.
Fuck.
Shout out the UK, bruv. You know, we do it all, bruv.
Don't you
Facts,
gotta-
fam. International superstars.
International superstars, global. This is what I say when I tell you global.
This is me
We do
sleeping.
this, fam. This is global. We do this.
What were you about to say?
We do this. I was gonna say, aren't you dropping a song about depression or was it anxiety?
So it is actually
That
for
you're working
people
on.
with depression, and it's more of a pop song. You know what I mean? I was actually just showing Cam it
Oh,
yesterday.
that is the same song.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't heard
the
this
same
yet.
song. So
Yeah,
the chorus, I
definitely
could
haven't.
actually
It's
show you
fire.
after if you want. But I was just writing, and for me, I write when it comes to emotion. You know what I mean? So the second I'm feeling emotion, some people might not think like that when they're wicked angry. Oh, let me pick up my pen and my pad and let me write it out. You know, that sounds soft. The same concept of people thinking of, oh, music is weird to do, be in the band. You know what I mean? It might be a perception
It's
of
the
other
same. Yeah,
people,
it's same. It's
but
same.
honestly,
Same thing.
Emotion is made for the best of art. Art is literally specifically a stress relief for
emotion.
for emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're
I
feeling
agree.
upset, that's what's gonna help you write a love song because you're not gonna think about what a female has put you through or the opposite sex of whatever it is that you're in a relation with.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna think of that until you're in that situation where someone is making you revisit all of those emotions again because they're hurting you. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be able to access those ideas or anything like that without properly being in that mood. You know what I mean?
agree.
So I feel like I write my best music due to emotion. I actually got into an argument and I felt like I was upset with the way that my life is going and I was wondering how I'm going to fix it. But then I realized that no matter what, I've been at that spot before where I'm like, how am I going to fix this? But I don't know how I fixed it. But I fixed it because I'm still here and I'm still progressing in what I want to do. So I looked at it like I used the song as I took the emotions of how I felt and I used it to basically tell people that even though it's bad and I know it is because I've been there and shit right now it's bad for me too.
Yeah.
It will get better as long as we keep the positivity of thinking that it's going to.
And I
Amen.
think it's dope you're doing that because honestly, you know me, I spread positivity everywhere I go, man. I don't care. Even in a negative situation, that's why people
Facts.
get mad at me.
You
The
trying
worst
to
thing
tell
can
you.
happen, and I'm like, it's not that bad, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I truly think that song's dope because a lot of people get so many negative vibes. All people are telling them they can't do this, they can't do that, and it's like
And
for
all the
someone,
music's about killing people nowadays
yeah,
anyways.
nah,
This-
real shit, yo,
uh,
really
it-
is.
it's gonna
And even
take-
I make music like that.
No,
but
I
you
do
know,
too. I do too. And that segues into what I'm about to say. I make music like that, but it's gonna take people like us who make music like that to step out of the box and make other type of music
guys are conscious
to
enough
allow
to-
other people who live the way that we live and live what we rap
Yeah, to
to
come
be
out
able
and
to
feel
come
like
out
that.
and feel okay with living
Yeah.
like that and being
Yeah.
able to tap into that emotion
Nah, you're right.
and being like it's okay for me to like a pop song because I can relate to the way that person feels. I'm telling you, I catch
music's
myself
all
listening to
about.
the radio all the time when I'm at work and I don't listen to rap stations no more. I'm listening to pop songs and country music, and when you actually listen to the content that they're saying
Oh,
on
they
the
actually
radio,
say some great-
they're
some
really
real
saying
things.
some real moving things.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what really made me want to step out the box.
Yeah.
I feel like I can take As long as you stay who you are with being unique and being who you are, being true to you, it does not matter what you step out of the box for. As long as you keep a hint of you to it, people are going to appreciate it. So if I made a country song, but there you can tell it's me, and you know that the content's me because it's me telling you my perception of how I would live in that time or that aspect of the way that it's being brought to you, that you're going to appreciate it because of me being unique and giving you me no matter what. And that's what I realized, and that's why I was so comfortable stepping outside the box. Like you said, battle rap is very judgmental. I'm making songs that I can get picked on for, but I don't care about that because these same people have felt the emotions that I felt, and I'm hoping that they're not going to be having so many walls put up to the point where they can't actually be a man and say that they can relate.
That's how it is for some people, though. You feel me? Like, a perfect example is, like, you know me. You guys are both my brothers, so you guys know my music catalog ranges from freaking who knows what, bro. You guys come over and like, what is this kid playing? But like, real life, bro, I love R&B music. I listen to a lot of R&B music, softer music. You feel me? It's like some of the music
Drake.
that I make.
He likes Drake.
I love Drake, man.
I'm a
Drake
Drake
is goated, bro. I don't care, bro. Anybody want to argue and
I'll
say
Drake and
anything,
drive and go to your
Drake
house.
is the man. I don't care what anybody says.
We're
but that's another
live on the
conversation.
podcast, and just know that Cam sings Drake.
Yes, I do sing Drake. Drake is the man, and you know,
I Drake and drive.
OVO baby, OVO. If you're
looking
if you're watching this Drake, just know, bro, OVO man. Let's get it.
Facts. Shout out to
Anyway,
Drake.
I used Uvu too when I was younger.
No, not that OVO.
You guys are stupid.
But like you already know, like I have that be around me, and when I play like certain songs, like, bro, why you playing that soft shit? Why you playing that weak shit?
I like that shit.
I truly
Honestly,
don't care
those
about
type
what
of
you have
people
to say.
are
It's
so worried
fire.
about what other people think.
That's what I'm saying. They're so like strung up on being like, oh, I'm gangsta. I'm hard.
Last night.
I can't listen to R&B music. Yo, turn that Drake off.
Last night, this girl was playing Mary J. Blige. Am I wrong?
Yeah, yo, and you know, and you see me.
I knew all the words to it. And
that
what?
shit's vibing.
And
Oh,
what?
Mary J. Blige,
You feel me?
fire,
Like-
nigga, fire. Mary J. Blige, fire. I'll sing Mary J. Blige all day. I don't care.
People aren't ready to
I'm
have
not-
the conversation about being so caught up in what people think about them. That's
It's
really
it's
what
not
it is.
even
It's
just
always
caught
gonna
up in
stem
people.
back to that, though.
It's also masculinity. People want to act so tough. It's
But
like
they're only being masculine because they're worried that people are gonna think they're less masculine of it. It literally all stems back to the same
100%.
thing.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
literally.
they're
It's
worried
like,
that other
bro,
people are gonna think
come
they're
on,
less manly because they're
'Cause you're
listening to a
listening to
female
some female
tell you about
song.
how she got did dirty by
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
Like.
And, the
And
shit's
what?
fire.
Like what? We talk
It's
about
fire.
bitches doing a dirty. You think
Yeah.
every bitch wants to, or every female? Excuse me for being disrespectful.
It's just
you
like-
think every female wants
We
to
might
hear
have
us?
to bleep that one too.
You think every female wants to hear us talking about the same another female?
No.
No, because they know that song's about a female, so they don't want to hear that all the time. But they do at the same time because they're not as worried about this ego thing that men are.
It's
to be
all
honest.
ego. Yeah, yo, they
It's
really
mostly
are.
a men
That's all
thing.
it's-
It is a
It's
man
all
thing.
ego.
I agree. When it comes to that tough ego, it's a serious.
It's
man thing.
ridiculous, honestly.
But I don't get it honestly, because to me it's like it's one thing if you have an ego, but it's like another thing if you just like, why does everything have to be so tough and gangster? Like,
Facts.
and that's coming from a real bro. I'm sorry,
coming from
bro.
a
That's
gangster.
coming from a gangster.
coming
Like
from
real
a real
life.
You don't
Because
want
to
to know
me,
how you don't want to know how Cam pulled up to the podcast.
nah,
It's
it's just to
coming from a
me, it's
gangster.
like, bro, if you have to like
stole
put
the
it in
car.
everybody's face that you're so
He didn't steal the
thuggy
car.
and so gangster, it's like you're probably not, bro. That's probably why you're trying to portray it so hard to everybody. Because like,
overcompensate.
It's an act.
yeah, literally, it's a
It's an act.
facade. So it's like who really are about it. It's like they don't got to be in your face with it, bro. Like you just know,
You feel their vibe.
That's what
literally. So
My-
I don't know. I don't get it. But
My uncle told me too, like the people that you should be like wary of is not the one that's in your face talking smack, talking about I'm gonna get you. It's the one that
Dead
if you
quiet.
violate, then they're quiet. You know what I'm saying?
it's the truth.
That's the one that
'Cause
he's
you don't
like,
know
I
what they're
got
plotting
something.
on.
Because they're probably already thinking about how to get away with
Facts.
it. Whether it's just snuffing you and getting out of the situation because he's outnumbered,
Or having someone else do it.
Exactly.
Or having
They're-
someone else
they're
do it.
thinking
They're
about it. They're
like-
like, how am I going to attack this? And this is how it's going to go. And they don't need
Yeah.
to speak to you. It's the loudest person in the room telling you that they're going to do this, that, and the third to you. That's usually the dude who's laying on the ground when it does come down to, it becoming a problem.
usually the dude who's hiding in the back of the section
Ooh.
when shit gets active. Because I know a lot of like that.
A lot of people run when it's,
When it's
Shit
time,
gets
when it's
real.
game time, hide. You feel me? They stay in the locker room while we're on the field. All right, or in the
Shout
field.
out
I
to in the locker room, man.
Yeah, I mean, yo,
Shout out
honestly,
to-
no, real talk, no.
There's
Shout
nothing wrong
out
with
if you
playing
like the
Pokemon.
locker room. Nah,
You like
Shout
the
out-
I like Pokemon, first of all.
There's nothing wrong with playing
We was talking about
Pokemon
the
and
whole-
being in a locker room.
We
You
was
feel me?
talking about the whole
Nah.
nerdy shit earlier. I still like Pokemon
Nah.
to this day, you dickhead.
Listen.
But like, to all the in the locker room,
We're gonna edit that out.
We keeping this one in. All
Nah.
right, to all the niggas in the locker room, if you stay in the locker room, it's all good. But we gonna be out here.
Nah,
we
for
playing
me,
the game.
in my bro, if you in the locker room, bro, stop trying to act like you tough in the field, bro. That's all it is for me. If you in the locker room, you know, be a bench warmer, be a water boy.
Nah, honestly,
Don't act like you're in the field when you're not in the field.
same with the role player thing. Own your role.
Yeah.
If you're not a street person, there's nothing wrong with not being a street
Yo,
person.
really?
Don't
Yo,
portray it that you
bro,
are one.
I don't
Because you can
get
still have
it.
street friends. You
Yo.
feel me? I know people, like you said, it's not just you, so it's funny that I said the Pokemon thing because I actually know a lot of people
That play
who
Pokemon.
play Pokemon, bro.
Yeah.
And they're not hood. They rap, but they never portray the fact that they're gangster, bro.
Yeah, literally.
They keep it
Literally.
cut and dry that they're who they are.
Yeah, who they
and
are.
accept them for who they are or
100%,
don't. They're
yeah.
not gonna tell you they're gonna come and shoot your block up
Yeah.
because that's what sounds good on the internet. That's not who they are, and it's okay.
Like-
so at the end of the day, play your role. Be
Like,
who
why
you
would
are.
you? So hear me out, right? So hear me out, right? This is to go on, let's say, black on black crime real quick, right? But it's how think,
Yeah.
right? So I got beef with you. I'm going to shoot up your block.
Everybody's gotta die. That makes no sense. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But that
I feel
logic,
you.
though, it's
Nah,
like,
nah,
it
nah,
makes
it's
no
real
sense.
shit.
You don't
It's
even know
real
who
shit.
you're gonna hit, bro.
And it's to me,
like,
it's sad because it's
I
over
got-
the most petty shit. Like,
A
oh, you
female.
took my girl.
a female.
So
always.
now
a
let me
female.
kill
took
you.
my girl.
So now let me kill you real quick, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
right?
bro, come
From
on,
that
bro.
situation, and now you killed another man, another black man, another brother, by the way,
You might have killed a bystander too, just because you
and
was hot on some stupid
or a
shit.
kid or this or that.
Yeah, literally.
Right? And now on top of all that, now you locked up.
But what makes you see? My question is, what be giving people the thought process in their head that makes them think that they can play God for a second and take people off this earth? If you got a discrepancy with somebody, it's easy to handle it with words because with talking, you'll realize that you might want to do more than talking afterwards, but you realize that you can't handle the situation with words, and now you either walk away from said situation or, like you said, you end up with. The only opportunity that you're gonna get is ending up in jail afterwards.
Yeah, but there's so
You know
many
what I'm saying?
levels
Like,
as to this shit though too.
unless
'cause,
you're like, you know, you're the plug and you're getting
oh
away with
man,
it all.
I'm gonna
like,
sound crazy saying this, but yo, really the levels, because yo, it goes with what you're talking about. Like, yeah, some people feel like they're God, I guess, and they can take people's lives. Some people,
You don't
on
even
the
know
other
the dude's
hand,
side of the story, and you're ready to take him off the earth.
yo, literally,
You don't know why he did that. You don't even know what the situation was. Somebody could have held a gun to that person's head and made you do what you did, but that person won't know
Yeah.
because they think they can play God for a second. People need to take steps back
It
and
goes with
really
people
figure
playing
out
God
everything.
and just people. Right now, I think the problem in Manchester, because like I can only speak for Manchester. I can't speak for other cities
Right, we
or
haven't
whatever's
lived
going
anywhere
on. You
else,
know what I
right.
mean? I don't. This is where I live, so I can speak on where I live. But like I can say with our city, it's not even a God factor. It's that nobody gets caught, bro. People
Yeah,
people
that's a
do
fact.
things and don't get caught. So then it's like the next is like, oh well, he caught a body.
Right.
I could catch a body, and then
Joe
he don't get
Smo,
caught.
the
So
sloppiest
then
on the block,
no,
just got away
literally,
with it,
you
so
feel
I
me?
can
So
too.
it's like, yo,
Right.
mad get caught doing like they don't get they do some nutty shit and don't get
following
caught up.
by example,
So
you
it's
know what I
like
mean?
everybody on these streets thinks, oh, he get it and he got away with it. I'm smarter than him. I'm way more
It's
thorough.
a big
than
part
him.
of our city needing to play a bigger role. At the
I
same
can
time,
handle
though,
that.
it kind of sounds soft,
It
but it's like
is.
there's really innocent people who are dying out here over people.
Nah, don't sound
who-
south. It's real life. Dying
No,
over
you're
what?
right, you're right.
Over petty beef, bro. You know how we grew up, bro. I'm gonna be honest. When I was younger, yeah, we had sticks, bro. Don't get me wrong. They were involved. We had them.
But you don't bring them for
wasn't-
everything.
Not bringing them. We were throwing hands. It's like, bro.
This, but I don't need it.
You know
Let's
what I
get
mean?
busy.
Yeah, literally.
You feel me? This is to protect my money.
Literally.
You feel me?
It's
I
like,
only
when
to
I
protect
was-
my
when I
money,
was
we can
younger,
get the
bro,
hands.
We were
you feel
throwing
me? Like,
hands. I'm telling you. We was known to throw hands. If there was a problem, bro, we handle it with fists. You feel me? I'm even gonna lie. You might dap it up after, and who knows? A couple years down the road, you're gonna be like, damn, that's my man's now. Like
You
feel
earn
me?
respect.
Yo,
You earn
real-
respect
real-
for
real
showing
talk.
up,
Like,
bro.
real
Because you
talk.
guys
Like,
are
real talk.
you're handling the
Real
problem.
shit.
The same thing as talking it out or fighting it out.
Yeah.
You earn the respect from the person because you guys are handling the problem.
Handling the problem, and you guys
it's
both get to
done
leave.
after.
It's done.
People's
I don't
heads
know.
off,
People need
you
to
know what I'm saying?
understand. Like, you feel me? Like,
What I think it comes down to is that, you know, times have changed. People need to recognize that. People need to realize how important mentorship is.
Yeah.
You feel me? How important it is to love one another, to love your brother. You know what I'm saying? The world is broken, you know, and I feel like
I agree.
It's
I
been.
feel it's on us to fix it. It's on us to heal the world, heal the universe, right? But I feel like it's been broken for a long time.
Not a long time before we
Like
were
the
even here, it
whole
was broken.
system, like the whole, like, I don't want to say society is all like fucked up, but like,
It is.
you know what I mean?
It is, bro.
And I think, in my humble opinion, that everything that's going on now and everything that's like has to be in your face and it has to be in the light, power of the internet, power of social media and stuff.
yeah.
It's just, how do I say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. And everything is now just kind of seeping through the soil. right?
It
If you
is.
look at the country, right, was built on what? Slavery, right? Free labor, by the
Country
way.
was built off immigrants. Let's say that right now. All right, the
Go ahead, talk
country
to me.
is built off immigrants.
to me.
United States built off immigrants.
That were
I just
brought
want,
here.
I want to understand how a country that came here, took a land from a whole race, named it their land, wants to invite the whole world to their land, and then wants to act like they didn't do all those things. Because it's like, bro, I obviously understand immigration and you know what I mean, all that other stuff, the border and everything, but it's like, bro, you guys are welcoming people here with opening hands. You can't be mad at them
To
for
come
coming
live the
here.
American dream.
You can't be mad at them for wanting to come here. I'm sorry, guys. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. And you can't be mad at them because when you really think about it, like, this really isn't their land. I'm sorry. It's really imagine, because it's not even imagine. This is real life. It's immigrants telling immigrants they can't be here.
Yeah.
Because
Yo, I swear to God,
hold on,
I couldn't
hold on,
even
hold
make
on.
this shit up. This
like,
is
who's
real
from
life.
this bitch? Like,
This
you
is
from
real
you-
life.
So,
Was you
none of
here on
y'all-
day one?
I'm
No.
sorry, bro. If you are not legitimately Native American, this is not your land. This is not your homeland, bro.
Talk to me.
And I'm sorry. This is all how I feel. You feel me? Everybody has different opinions, even though I don't think this is an opinion. I think this is facts.
You guys are
you
now
know.
tapped in to versatility history. Coming soon.
Nah, it's just I don't know. It's you know what I mean for everybody.
no,
I come
no.
from my parents are immigrants. You know what I mean? They're obviously citizens now, but they were, and you know what they had to go through just to even become a citizen here is just outrageous. And
I remember when 9/11 happened, it was terrible for my family, bro.
9/11, bro. 9/11, my dad had to switch his name, bro, because of 9/11.
Bro, they broke our windows
It just
to our
goes to
house,
show,
spray
like,
painted our house,
that's
go home, sand
unbelievable.
on the house
That
and
is
everything.
Unbelievable.
I was like 3 or 4, bro. I remember.
We just
as a
got that out
child.
on the podcast. That was
Unbelievable.
crazy.
Literally, no, I'm telling you, that's the kind of stuff that, you know, people who
That's
aren't
real.
technically
That
from
is
this
fucking
country have to
real.
deal with. Like, that's the kind of stuff they have to deal with.
And they don't realize
get
that there's-
labeled.
even though it's bad now with all the judgment and all this other stuff, it was worse before. And we're not taking much of a step forward at all. But at the same sense, it's like he said, everything's coming to light.
I think-
and in reality, I think that the world's really kind of giving us our opportunity to fight back and get us what we need to get right. It's literally telling us shit's really hitting the fan. We told you before that 2020 was going to be the bad year. It might not actually mean that the world is ending as in like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
done.
more,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
no.
walk
Yeah,
outside of
yeah.
our house
Yeah,
anymore.
no, like an apocalypse. They're like,
but
oh,
they
it's
might
gonna
have
be
meant
apocalypse.
they might have meant that everything is fucked up,
Yeah.
bro. It's
Your way of living,
is.
your world.
your
it
world
really
is
is.
done.
Going to change.
It's gone. It's
I
gone
mean,
now.
when you really
We're not
think
in
about it,
control
like
of nothing,
in
bro.
all
We're
reality,
not.
think about what life and society is right now. Let's talk about it because Mo loves talking about the youth.
You
so
can
let's,
get fined
let's
for
just-
not wearing a mask right
Exactly.
now. Who even has the money for
Exactly.
that when people are laid off and don't have jobs to even fucking support their family?
Yeah, that's
and now they have
outrageous.
to pay $1,000 fines for a mask that they might not even be able to buy because they don't have an income coming in.
Preach.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Or
ridiculous.
like for me, I'm sorry. Like everybody thinks about different things, but for me, it's like I always think about the youth because without the youth, we aren't going.
we don't
to
have a
be
future.
shit.
We
We're
don't have a
doomed.
future.
And to me, our youth is being
Ridiculous.
deprived of so many things right now. And it just goes to say, like me right now, I graduated college, you know what I mean? I'm 26 years old. I can truly say I
Congratulations,
didn't
by the
have
way.
to take any online classes till I was in college. Or let me not say that because I did take online class when I was, I think, a senior or junior in high school. But let's say my junior year in high school was the first online class I've ever had to take. And let me tell you guys, it's not the easiest thing. Everybody learns differently. So it might be easy for some people. It's easy for me, but it might not be easy for other people. And I know
Hands-on
because
learning is a really big
it's a real
thing
thing.
for
I'm a
people.
better hands-on learner too,
Me
but I
too.
can learn online. But the fact that my 6-year-old nephew has to take online classes is not right. I'm sorry.
On online
It
class,
will
you only hear it
never be
one
good
way.
for
You
me.
can't ask the computer to repeat to you
These are little kids.
or articulate to you what you're asking in a different way. They can't break
Little
it down
kids.
to you in another way. Exactly. And
Little
that's what
kids
sucks. They
taking
need that
online
hands-on.
classes.
They need that hands-on, literally.
Online classes.
They need it.
Little kids. This
Online classes is not
kids take
good.
online classes when they are in high school and going to college. Not even, you know what I mean? It's like,
Children shouldn't even be
little
playing
kid-
with technology at a certain age.
nah, I agree with that. That's true too.
With the children with the smartphones, this and the third, this is enabling them to have more smart technology in
It
their
really
home for
is.
them to be able to use. A
is.
child now has to do online classing. It's also now has to learn how to use the iPad to do it.
I'm gonna be
You know what
honest,
I mean?
they already know how
and
to
now
do
they
all that
exactly.
stuff, though.
But if they
Yeah.
don't,
They
they're now
already know how to
opening
do
the
it. My baby
doorway
sisters
for
get
them
crazy.
to. You know what I mean? If they don't already, they're opening the doorway for them to do this.
Yeah.
And now they're basically getting them into a tunnel of being stuck on using some type of social media
they're
or
already
device.
stuck on the my man. Dude, they can't get off tablets already.
But it's
So
like,
I feel like
bro.
the direction this is going. I feel like no, we're not sidetracking. This is all great content, but I feel like we could kind of go on about this forever.
Oh yeah,
Right,
no, we
because
could.
there's so much that we can kinda go.
You're right. There's so
So-
many aspects to talk about. Yeah, you're right.
So I think that we need to go back to the main point, which was that this country, right,
Oh yeah.
all the way back, was built on slavery and slave labor, free labor, right? So in a sense, in my humble opinion, that the negative energy behind that, right, in the fields, right, in the houses, right,
Yeah.
all the women that were sexually assaulted, you know what I mean, all the people that were hung and died, that negative energy,
Yep.
right, is, in my opinion, is in the soil, it's in the concrete, it is in everything that came after, right? So what I'm looking at with everything happening now is that everything is kind of coming to the light.
Yep.
You feel me? And like with all these social media platforms and with the internet especially, it's like you can't hide no more.
Yeah, you
Right?
definitely can.
And that was
So-
the biggest thing that they did before in the first world.
He was hiding.
Wars was propaganda. It was the biggest thing. People were hiding and
What
only
was the
showing
first
you
thing that you would do in a war? You would control the what?
the news,
The narrative.
so they only could
You
see
control
what they
the
wanted
narrative.
them to see, so they could convince people to go and fight and to keep the women at home, making sure stuff was good and on the front lines.
The reason why I say all that though is because I do think that now is a time where change forcefully now is going to occur, right? Where
Riots.
hopefully, right, it's been in the form of rioting, right, and protests and everything, but hopefully it doesn't continue to get to the point where it's more extreme, right? But go ahead.
No, you can go.
Just
I
don't want it
was-
to
I
get
was
to the
gonna
point
wait
where it
till what you
becomes
were
like
gonna say.
genocide and all that other stuff. You know what I mean?
You understand, you feel me?
'Cause that's what
and
it
I'm
can
not
get
even
to.
talking about how all majority of abortion clinics are in the hood, right? And they killing black babies before they born. I'm not talking about genocide, but that's a whole different conversation for different
That
days.
is another. That is
But it could
Feel
turn
me?
into it. If they
So-
fight back and opinions clash, it could turn into mass genocide in our country on its own,
So,
literally.
but the reason why
Fighting
I'm
for
saying
opinions.
the reason why I'm saying all this to tie everything together is that I just think that it's important that if we have the platform, right? If we are the people in someone's life, even if it's one person's life where they look up to you or they emulate you and what you're doing, right? That it might, during this time, it might be your job, it might be your responsibility to actually conduct yourself as the higher person, right?
Yeah,
to
man.
try to
be
really
the role model.
to really be the role model, to really put your best self, your highest frequency
Yeah.
out there, right?
I-
Because the world is broken and it needs to be healed and needs to be changed.
Yeah,
There's going to
man.
be people like us.
People need guidance right now.
I
And, you know what
honestly,
mean?
I
The world's
always
crying
try
out
to be a
for them
role
at the
model.
same
To be
time.
so honest, from since I've been a kid, and like, it's not even like I try to be a role model, but it's like for me, yo, like you already know, Mo. You're a black man in America. You're Hispanic. Like
technically, a
people-
black man in
Minority.
America.
yeah, literally.
No, you
so
black.
like
Egypt.
the way I
No.
was raised, my mom
Cops
raised
pull
me
up, he's
like
black too. Yep.
you do what you want no matter the circumstances. You feel me? Because like part of the problem is like, oh, I'm black, so I can't do this or I shouldn't do this. I hear that shit all the time, and that's the problem with like I don't mean to say like us, but like anybody who has an ethnicity that is not American or white, because they want to label us as we can't do this just because of our skin color. Like, why can't I do this? Because I'm black? Well, all right, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna do it. That's how I live my life. That's how my mom raised me. You feel me? Like, bet my mom I feel like my mom pushed me to do all the things that we aren't supposed to do because like they know she
Back to
knows it
parenting.
pisses them
Shout
off.
out Mama
She knows it
Dukes.
pisses them off. You feel me?
Right.
So like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know what I mean? I played lacrosse when I was in high school. Everybody told me I wasn't supposed to do it. That's a white sport. Well, I was great at it. Thank you. Did it.
It's a
Snowboarding. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I do things that most black people or African American or most people my skin pigment or color wouldn't do.
Yeah, I'm fired.
And a lot of people don't do that. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, it's sad to say, but like they'll let their skin tone stop them from doing something that they want to do. But it's because like, oh, I'm black, I can't do it. It's like, you're so whack, bro. If you're gonna live your life like that, you're never gonna evolve. You're never gonna do anything.
facts.
So
Or
it's
using it
like-
as an excuse for everything at the same time.
Oh, that's
too.
that's
I was
just as
thinking that.
bad.
I was
That's
thinking-
just as
I was
bad.
thinking
No,
that.
literally,
That is
because, like,
just
so,
as bad.
Like when me growing up, my dad used to always tell me like, "Oh, don't do that because they're gonna
It's
fuck
just
you
as
over
bad. Why?
because you're Puerto Rican." And I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, you stuck thinking like that is only gonna make
That's the
you
problem. That's part
push
of
it
the
into
problem.
the air.
Yo, that's literally
You know what I
part
mean?
of the
Because
problem.
when they confront you and you're like, "Oh, well, so did you pull me over because I'm Spanish or because I'm black? You know what I mean? You putting that into the air gives them the opportunity to be like,
it.
well, it wasn't like that. But
since
because
you
you were
said it,
being so ignorant about
yeah.
it, I'm about to play the game with
Yo,
you.
literally.
You know what I mean? And now it's, it was because you're
Yo,
black. Get the
facts.
fuck out the car.
100%.
And people don't realize that they're also putting it to themselves at the same time. I'm not saying that people who are getting abused by the system or anything like that are asking for it. I'm not saying that. But some of the stuff that does happen can be prevented because people are just strictly ignorant. And they don't portray things the right way. They don't go about it the same way that they speak on it. You feel me? They could be like, oh, we got to do this is a hole. And then they go out there for a peaceful protest and the first thing they're doing is saying, fuck the police, and they're trying to beat them up.
They're trying to fight the police. It's like, that's not the answer.
What are you
to your
proving?
questions.
You're not speaking to them. You're not giving them your standpoints. You're not
wanna know what
showing
you're proving,
nothing.
Danny? You're proving them
that
right.
you're ignorant. And you're proving
You're
them
proving
right.
them
Exactly.
right. You're ignorant, and that's why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly. And you make them
honestly,
look better. You make
to
them
me,
look
with
better.
that, you're feeding into their narrative. It goes with what Mo was talking about. It's all a narrative. You're feeding into their narrative. I'm sorry, but people weren't paying attention to all these riots. Why are there a random pile of bricks on the side of the road when
All
we're
of a
supposed to
sudden.
be having a peaceful protest?
Conveniently.
I'm sorry, the city put those there, buddy.
Bricks for days.
I'm sure. Old Tom didn't just pull up in his truck and drop off a whole pellet of bricks on the side of the road.
pallets of bricks. Like
Bro, I'm sorry, bro, but like that's just really how it is, man.
Yeah, so-
they want us to feed into the narrative.
They're like,
Here's what I think, right? And this is my humble opinion, right? So,
unbelievable.
in my opinion, I believe that 5G is a lot more deadly than what it is, right? And I feel like the coronavirus, in some shape or form, was
A distraction?
man-made.
the masking of
Hear me out. It was either man-made or maybe it might have been like they were messing around with whatever and it came out whatever cool.
Mm-hmm.
But once they, in my opinion, they could have controlled this a long time ago. But
COVID is man-made. Literally, it is man-made.
But once it kind of was out, right?
Yeah.
How it was.
Yeah.
I think that they were like, give them the mask because that 5G shit. I think that shit is terrible.
It
So
is
people in
terrible.
hazmat suits putting the towers together.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Yeah,
Our
I
youth.
was
It goes back to our youth. Our youth is the one who's
I
gonna
was literally
really
just about to
hurt from
say
that 5G.
That I think that the coronavirus is not actually a virus, and I was truthfully trying to say that maybe the radiation that's coming from this 5G, the 5G that's actually they're not
I think
so
people
sure
would have
about.
been dead. I think people would have started
That-
dying.
you
No,
you think
I-
that's
no.
what's killing people, and then they're like,
No,
oh, it's
yes,
COVID.
no, yes, yes, no, yes,
dead
no,
ass.
yes,
Yo,
no,
I'm dead.
I'm dead ass.
Yo,
Yo,
Dead
real
ass.
shit.
I'm
Real
dead
shit.
ass.
I wouldn't be
You have to think
surprised.
about it.
I wouldn't be
If
surprised,
they're
bro.
gonna-
Versatility conspiracy
I
theories
wouldn't
coming
be
soon.
surprised.
Listen, all right. You guys tap to the Versatile Way podcast with your humble host, Mo, aka Miss Versatility.
He said it's the 5G.
It's the
We're
5G.
here with two special guests today.
Yeah.
And we went for over an hour. Shout out to my guy, Kae'C. Shout out
Yes,
to my guy, Dave.
sir.
Right? Tap in with us. Hollow Wedding,
Hollow wedding, man.
October 31st. It's a Saturday. Come out. Grab a ticket online. It's $10 online, $15 at the door.
Yes, sir.
You guys
Grab
do
your
not-
ticket.
You guys do not want to miss this event. If you guys
We
just
gonna be
want to come
live.
see KC and Danny, they're
The one and
performing from 11 to 11:45. If you guys just
Yeah,
want to
buddy.
come for that, right? So come around 10:30.
Nah, but you
Come
should,
and
you
support
should
the
show
whole
from start to
event.
finish, man.
Come
Come,
and support the
come
whole
through and
event.
support everybody, all acts, man.
I'm
We got multiple
I'm trying to
acts
see
coming
some
through,
cat
man.
women in the crowd. I'm trying to
Yeah.
see some Wonder Women. I need y'all all dressed
Wonder
up.
Women.
I need all of you guys dressed up. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the occasion.
It's either
Damn,
you guys,
get
it's either
lit.
you guys are dressed up, or hold up, wait, segue. It's either you guys are dressed up, or you guys are buying some Versatility
Yes,
merch.
sir.
or you're coming out supporting
Yes,
your,
sir.
your prior own
Or
Versatility merch.
exactly
Absolutely.
as Danny said, you guys are all repping the brand and whatever hoodies or T-shirts.
You
or
never
shorts
know.
or
You might
joggers
get
you
into a
have.
little shout out
But
there.
we're
It's gonna be a
also
vibe.
gonna
It's
have
gonna be a
pictures.
vibe.
We're also
You
gonna
never
have T-shirts available, exclusive Tempstress X Versatility T-shirts available. So tap in with us October 31st. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting
Yes,
the
yes,
brand.
yes.
Shout out to my guy. Hold on. Can we take a minute to shout out Ben?
Shout out
Shout
Ben.
out to the big,
Shout out
shout out
to
to the
Ben.
big guy Ben
My
behind
man
the
just
camera.
back there
Ben.
sweating.
Without Ben and all the stuff that he does for the brand, man, a lot of this stuff would not be possible.
Shout out my
So,
bro Dave too, because he's here showing support, and you already know one love, man.
Shout out to Dave.
He-
Shout out to Dave in the
he's-
back too.
Just so you
shout out
guys
to
know,
both
if you
the
guys
behind
aren't
the
familiar
scenes.
with him, you guys will be seeing him more often. He is another camera guy. He is a goat, and I shall say no more. His work shall do the rest.
Yes, sir. And yes, sir. Thank you guys for tapping in with us.
Oh,
Thank you for
and
having us,
you
bro.
already know you can follow me on social media,
Go ahead, talk.
KAE''C on Facebook and on Instagram, official KAEC. That is my Instagram. You know, Snapchat, CCB0411. Holla at me. Let's get it. New regime shit.
iTunes, SoundCloud is
Oh,
KC?
iTunes, SoundCloud,
Just
everything. KAE''C, everything.
Apostrophe C. All right, go ahead.
And
Danny.
That's
you
your
catch
boy.
me on all platforms. If you're looking for my music, just type in Danny Cruz, DANNY space CRUZ. On any platform, you'll be able to find any of my music. I'll probably be the only person or first person that pops up if there's somebody else as an option. And for my social media handles, follow me on Twitter at 603DCruz, DCRUZ. On Instagram, follow me at DCRUZ_NTSENT. And on Facebook, it's just Danny Cruz. And obviously, you know, if the picture looks like me, it's me. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you tap in. And make sure to tap in with everything Versatility Clothing.
Yes, sir. Shout out
On
to
the
Versatility.
Versatility Clothing on
Shout
all
out for Mo,
platforms.
man.
all that.
Versatility
Shout out to Mo for bringing this
_Clo on Twitter, Snapchat. The website's
Yeah, man.
www.versatility.clothing.
TRV, man. 22. Let's get it, man.
Yes, sir.
You know the
Appreciate all
guys,
you
you know the
tapping in
vibes.
with us.
Yeah, man. Shout out for having us, bro. Real talk. You already know. I appreciate you.
Niggas say they want the same thing. Gang.